Hey, watch fans, welcome back to another exciting episode here. Today I want to discuss what was the benefit of Anthony. That's right, Anthony Farah. For the let's use the word watch community. I hate that word, watch community. There is no community, but I believe actually Anthony had a tremendous benefit for the whole watch market here. I think his office, his little setup was somewhere around here. As I stroll the streets of Beverly Hills, it's a beautiful day today. It's about 65 degrees, nice warm weather, perfect winter weather here. Meanwhile, Anthony is somewhere in prison. Who knows what he's doing? It's kind of sad. It's really a sad situation. Let me kind of share with you my thoughts of. I'll tell you how I really feel about the situation. I've shared, if you look at some of my videos from a couple of years ago, I told you guys that he was a grifter, a scammer. Now, I didn't have evidence of saying, hey, the guy is committing fraud, but I said, look, this is a guy you want to watch out for. There is something bad is going down. But I think the guy actually has a lot of positive qualities. Something very aspirational, if I use that word. Aspirational. He's always thinking big, and I really hate to see these lowlives all over the internet, all over YouTube, basically using anferenee, aka Anthony Farah, sort of as clickbait to make money off this guy by bad-mouthing him. This is a really horrible thing that you see on YouTube, where you have these low-life grifters like CoffeeZilla, or this guy Lus, L-U-S, the Chinese Mr. Miyagi, as Carlito Brigante calls him. This guy has basically made a whole living off bad-mouthing anferenee. I mean, every day this guy, Lus, is putting out videos about, like, what did anferenee have for lunch? What did he have for dinner? Did he fart? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's kind of sad to see that Lus is now going to be having a hard time paying his bills now that, how much more content can he put out about anferenee, right? I mean, how much content can the guy put out about anferenee when, there is really no news? I mean, he's basically, in prison waiting to be sentenced, and it's very sad what is happening with anferenee. And Lus basically has made a whole living. He's paid his for all his toilet paper, for all his kibbles and bits with by bad-mouthing anferenee. This looks like anferenee's car, actually. Why do the backpack dealers love these G-Wagons? It's really unbelievable. Unbelievable, but true. Oh, I think this is a modified Bronco. I've seen one of these things that sold for big money, like 6 figures. Unbelievable, but true. What kind of tomato cans and window lickers and lollipop suckers are paying these kind of prices? Look, I am I like to think I'm a positive thinking person, and I really admire the fact that Anthony was always thinking big, like a childlike imagination. He was always thinking, let's do something crazy, and this is going to be great for marketing, or this or that. And you know what, look some of his, obviously some of the stuff was kind of goofy, but you gotta admire a guy who's thinking positively, who's thinking big. Most of these guys, as I always say, most of these guys in this game, whether it's the Roman or the other degenerates out there. Yeah, they are small thinkers. They're really just doing the same old thing. But this guy, Anthony, was able to somehow capture the imagination of YouTube or social media. I don't know what it is about this guy. It's he was able to really get a massive amount of eyeballs and attention, and I think he actually did tremendous things for the whole, let's call it, online watch space. I'm not going to use the word community because there is no community. That's a bunch of bullshit that grifters feed you, like Prune Face or the guy in Brighton Beach with the bleach blonde hair who does a 4-hour live stream every day to beg people for money, sort of like one of these dance monkey type of guys, a guy in the street, is doing a 4-hour show, like just repeating the same shit over and over again, hoping that somebody's gonna toss him a $2 super chat. I'm surprised he's not talking about the anferenee. I mean, look, anferenee, in my opinion, was one of the best things to happen to the watch space in maybe in history. I mean, I think ROLEX, Richard Mille should definitely send them a thank you, and say, look, by the way, here's date on the strap. This is obviously a dangerous neighborhood, so we don't want to flash too much here, but look, I think this is becoming one of my favorite watches. I mean, it's the date, very rugged, can take a beating, and look, especially when you get it in vintage, and again, you can pick one of these bad boys up for probably 10 grand without the bracelet, no box, no papers, naked. And I think it's a great deal. I mean, it's a good everyday beater. You can put on a rubber strap, and oh, this is funny. Department of Corrections. This is like this is very ironic that we're talking about the anferenee right now, and it's kind of sad. But yes, I think anferenee was wandering these streets at one point, licking windows. And I think that's okay. Yeah. This is the anferenee bear. How do I zoom in here? That's right, the anferenee bear, Anthony Farah. Unbelievable. I mean, meanwhile, you have this guy Loose, this guy in Texas, Bruce Lee, who's doing daily videos, and now it's interesting. I looked at his description of what does he do. Now, he Loose, to me, and I've been around for a little while. I've dealt with lawyers, and Loose he's a lawyer. He claims to be a lawyer. He says he's barred in New York, or I don't know, somewhere. He's barred. Now, the average person might think barred means like he's not allowed, like barred, like prohibited, but no, he's actually, that's what he writes. But anyway, this guy is a negative naysayer type of guy. That is the type of lawyer who kills deals. He's a deal killer. He's a cock blocker. Loose, aka Bruce Lee, Mr. Miyagi, is a cock blocker lawyer. If you're ever doing a transaction, that guy will kill your deal. He will find everything wrong with it, even if it's the greatest deal in the world, whatever it is. This is the type of guy who likes to look for negative things because that makes him feel smart. That's the type of guy he is. Sadly, I've encountered quite a few attorneys like this. This is one of these one of the worst things, one of the worst characteristics, one of the worst qualities you can have in a lawyer is a guy who's a deal killer, cock blocker. Somebody who's basically always looking for the negative in everything. And if you watch any of this losers videos, you're gonna realize right away that this guy is just a negative, depressing person who really doesn't understand how business works, even though he thinks that he's some sort of marketing expert. I'm sure the guy probably knows, like, I don't know, basic Google bullshit, whatever, and then he charges people, I don't know, a couple $100 an hour. This is one of my favorite cars. I need to get one of these. See, this is thinking big. This is thinking properly. This is my kind of thinking, a guy who drives a Cullinan, that's positive thinking. Because look, when you're driving a car like that, sure, you're going to have haters. But at the same time, I really believe that that type of car is actually very uplifting for people because it inspires people. It opens, it helps them think bigger. And, the more people are inspired and think bigger, the better it is for for our planet. So let me give you a little bit of inspiration here with the date 36 with the gold. Let me see, what happened to this guy? Did he disappear? There's a guy who's here. I don't know what happened to him. What happened to this dude? Okay. No, it's don't know. Anywho. What was I talking about? Yeah, so back to the Anthony situation. Again, look, a lot of people are watching this a lot. I think the overall benefit for society is that, look, this guy had millions of views, okay? And I believe that, so this guy loses like the equivalent of his porta potty in Beverly Hills. That's what Luz is. He's a pile of shit. This Bruce Lee is a pile of shit. It's just, can you imagine this guy? He's committed to making his entire living off of Anthony. That's right, bad-mouthing Anthony. That's his whole. That's Mr. Miyagi's entire business model is bad-mouthing Mr. Farah, which I think is really a very low-class thing to do. But that is the internet for you. So again, I think a lot of people, millions of people, I believe, were actually inspired by Anthony. That's right, they were inspired to, go out there, work hard, and buy themselves a ROLEX, a Richard Mille, an AP, whatever it is, right? A G-Wagon. And by the way, all that spending is good. It's very good for the economy. Okay, so the more spending there is, the better it is for everybody. It's trickle down, trickle up, whatever the trickle goes. It is very, very beneficial. So we want people thinking big, thinking positive, because that is what creates an economic, economic boom. So I'm a big fan of what Anthony did, and sure. There's Mr. Chow. This is, by the way, I told you guys a story about Mr. Chow. Not this one, but the one in New York. Yeah, it's pretty funny actually. But it was an Anthony type of guy. It was an Anthony type of guy who liked to spend a lot of money, like just blowing money in restaurants, food, everything, whatever. Watches, Cartier watches, yeah, it's very interesting. Anyway, guys, bottom line is we spent quite a few minutes here on my walk here. I'm just trying to, do several things at once. That's the whole purpose here. Trying to be productive, create content. That's right, creating content. A day in the life. A day in the life of a professional. I'm not a watch dealer. A diller. I'm not a watch dealer. But yeah, this is just filler content. This live stream is almost like an Archie Luxury or a Tim Wright production here. It's a bunch of 14 minutes repeating the same thing over and over, and you've come away with nothing. So with that said, make sure you click the like, subscribe button, join the channel, and by the way, if you want a review of your collection, send your email to brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com, brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com.